All right, you guys. So, go ahead and basically sit back. If you guys have a notebook, I would grab it. Just because I'm going to be talking about a lot of different details and a lot of different, I guess, strategies that, again, a lot of these millionaires that I was working with, is going to be, basically just letting you guys know what they told me in order to pass on to you guys as well. And then they also gave me personal advice on just scaling and growing a business exponentially. So, just a little bit of background on who these individuals are, especially for the newer team members. This is Bella. She's on our team. She's from Vegas, so it wasn't too far of a drive for her, roughly just 20 minutes, not too bad. Over on the very right hand side, that is Claudia. That is going to be Dennis's wife. All right. So Dennis used to have Dennis was a dentist, so it was kind of cool how both of those names line up. But he had his own dentist practice for about 6 years and was making, as you can imagine, extremely good money. Went to school for a very, very long time. He was like a dental assistant, had two bosses. They weren't really that great. One was really good, actually. One was horrible. And so he kind of graduated from there, moved on, created his own dentist practice where, again, he's making, again, six figures owning his own practice with that, right? So again, very good money, especially if you have a family. Six figures is still good money to get by with, right? Claudia, she was one of the head of the HR managers for Mercedes-Benz, which, as you can only imagine, also gives you extremely good money. So just from their combined income, they were, again, very, very, I guess, lucrative in the businesses they were already working in prior to Juice Plus. Dennis was also a potential and up and coming professional tennis player as well. So his coach actually brought him into the Juice Plus family, got him signed up. And after just, again, a couple years of Dennis being in our whole team and our whole program, he quit and closed down his dentist practice. Claudia quit her job being like an HR manager at Mercedes, and they just went full on, put their head down, and again, they just went for it in our business, which, again, if people are closing down their businesses, especially their own business, making already six figures and coming to a whole different community, that just kind of goes to show what the opportunities lie in and how big you can really scale your own business. Because again, Dennis, yes, he had his own business making six figures as a dentist, but he saw that, hey, I could have a much bigger team. Why not just work from wherever I want in the world? And again, really scale it. And what he told me is the reason that he closed down his dentist was because it kind of hit a plateau, right? He was already making tons of money. He couldn't really go anywhere else with it. And he really wanted to build a big team because he had a big dream. And that's kind of the line that I've been living by ever since then. Big dreams need big teams. So if you guys are really thinking, hey, I want to make a lot of money with this, I want to, again, be able to travel anywhere in the world and continue working. So for me, I know in November, I'm going over to Paris and going to see actually Chris over there as well, with one of my team members who's over in Paris. And then again, we're going to go down to Marbella, Spain. And that whole time, I would be very scared if I wasn't working in this business because I can continue to work, right? So when Dennis, not Dennis, the dentist, was telling me, hey, if you guys just put your head down 2 years, put the blinders on, as he says, like those horses, they have the blinders on each side of their head and grind for 2 years, even 90 days. If you do small game plans, right, 90-day increments, you'll see so much more progress just focusing on a 90-day game plan rather than just blindly going for 3-4 months, not having a plan at all, right? So he said, give yourself small goals because once you hit that smaller goal, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment, right? So especially for the newer team members that we have in here, if you guys maybe haven't gotten your first customer, your first partner, right? If you guys haven't received or gotten those at all, make that your first small goal. Get a potential partner call. Get someone on a potential partner call. People in my team, you guys know what this means. And they don't even have to sign up necessarily, but just as long as you are making the effort and as long as you hit that goal of, hey, someone else got on this call because of me, that's your first small goal to hit, right? And then you can have a controllable goal, right? Because getting a potential partner call, it's an uncontrollable, right? Because it's also up to the other person on the end of the phone whether or not they're going to show up. So you can't really dictate that. You can encourage them and say the right wording, like what we've showed you in coaching calls, in order to get them on the potential partner call. But at the end of the day, it's up to the other person whether or not they're going to be jumping on that call or not. A controllable goal is going to be messaging 40 people a day, right? Posting 3 stories, ordering your own products, right? So I count these as my own personal goals because, again, I can control them. I'll feel a sense of accomplishment after I hit them, and they're things that I can do. That's everything in my own power. So when you are able to, again, as Dennis told me, hit your controllable goals, the uncontrollable goals will come a lot easier and a lot quicker. Because if you are thinking just long term only, yes, it's good to dream big. And that's where you're going to get in life is by dreaming big. But he said hitting those small controllable goals on the way there are going to make this whole process a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable, rather than just kind of blindly sending messages every day, not having a goal in mind. And again, it's like driving in the car with no directions, right? Granted, Siri isn't the best sometimes, but at least it's a direction. Your situation might be the same thing. You may not have the best sense of direction, but at least you have a direction going. And if you don't have the best sense of where you should be going, again, talk to Chris, talk to me, talk to your upline, and ask them, hey, can we have a goals planning call? I know I've given a couple of you guys just goals throughout the week, like, hey, by next week, let's try and hit this goal. All right. By this week, let's hit this goal. All right. And I continue and I encourage you guys do the same thing. Every Sunday, I have a goal not only for this business, but for my other businesses that I'm involved in as well. I have a goal set for each business that I'm involved in. I have a personal goal as well. So for me, that was waking up and doing 30 minutes of cardio every single morning. And right after this call, I'm about to go hit that and finish that goal that I set for this whole week, right? I have a goal for my finances, all right? Saving and investing. I have all these microscopic goals that are done weekly. And over the term of a month, just wait and look how much different your life is going to change if you hit these small goals. All right. That month turns into 3 months. The 3 months turns into 6 months and 12 months. And then at the end of the year, you'll look back and be like, whoa, I accomplished a lot. So again, that's what Dennis really told me a lot is set small goals to reach the bigger ones. And if you guys don't really know what those goals are, contact your upline, set up a call with them. And again, we'll help you guys figure out what your goals are going to be. Another thing that he said, all right, going back to the quote of big dreams, big teams make big dreams. All right. So for me, and I know Chris as well, our whole motto right now is move millions, right? Have a team of 1 million people. All right. Or again, because we want to move millions of financially, we want to move millions with their physical and nutritional health. So again, we're not just talking about 1 million whole, we have specific goals. Help 1 million people become financially free, help 1 million people with their physical and mental goals, buy our products from our programs and whatnot. All right. So to get these really, really big teams, talk to people. All right. Talk to people, talk to people, talk to people. You're already doing it every day, texting, I don't know, your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend, hopefully not, your boyfriend. If you have an ex at all, get them on the products. Don't talk to them again. That's about it. But again, I remember Chris told me one time they had these two Airbnbs roughly a mile apart from each other. And they had, I think it was a team event that he was talking to me about. And basically, they had these two Airbnbs, and all they would do is Uber themselves back and forth with each other and sign up everyone who was their Uber driver. All right. So again, it was super funny how he told me that. But again, get creative, go to a coffee shop, start a conversation, go to the gym. And again, at the gym, you can have so many different conversations. And if you don't know how to have those, again, talk to your upline on how to have those. Dennis also touched on that. The amount of resources that we have for free is insane, unlike any other business. And especially for you all who just joined this month of September, you guys here in the US joined for free. Like, imagine opening up your own business, right? I am, again, I own a shop here in San Diego, a supplement shop. That was a few grand to open up, and I have inventory, which is money sitting on the table. For us, if you guys haven't ordered your products, there's really no reason then whether or not you guys should put in or treat this like a business because you haven't invested anything, right? So again, this is what Chris told me. It took me like, I believe, a 1 week, a week and a half to order products, and I didn't treat it like a business. For me, with traveling so much, I'm investing money into traveling for this business so I can treat it like a business. Okay, because if you don't invest your time in it, if you don't invest the money, we're not saying you have to go buy these courses, right? But investing in yourself for the gym, you're putting money into fitness. Again, you're going to make that money back in this business, and you're going to treat this a lot more seriously. Because again, if you're here and you are going to just maybe do, I don't know, 20 messages a day, talk to 10 people or whatnot a day, you're not really going to go anywhere. Okay. Now, if you're doing this intentionally and you have a plan and a strategy on how you're talking to these 20 people, yes, you can make maybe 100 extra bucks a month. Cool. But what Dennis told me is, again, going back to the fact of talking to so many people. This can be through Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. We're everywhere. All right. It's just getting on the platform and connecting with anyone. I can think of right now 8 platforms, and say you just want to do maybe the minimum on each platform of 20 messages for each platform, you're talking to 160 people a day. Now that is how you scale a business. All right. Talking to people, again, creates more conversations. And if they're not, you're going to be signing up as a partner, maybe it's not the right time for them, but in the future, it could definitely be, again, a time for them to sign up as well. So again, building big teams creates, fulfills your big dreams as well. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Chris. He might have a couple things to add, and then I'll finish up with one more topic that Dennis was talking to me about. Go for it, Chris.
So I make it quick because it's really loud here. So I'm on the go, as you guys see. So the only thing I wanted to highlight, because there was so much in there, is really the thing with the products. So it doesn't really make sense to do the business without you being on the products for so many reasons, especially your own story. The products are amazing. Everyone should use them anyways, especially the capsules. And also to build the business, because you will not recommend it with like a good feeling to someone else if you're not have your own story, if you not believe in the product. So that's really, really important. And that's one of the biggest and most important steps for the start. And there's really no reason to don't use the products, to don't get them when you start. There are always ways you can like get, if it's about money, there are always ways to do it. But if you want to build a business and you want to have an outcome, that's an important thing. So that's what I want to highlight. And yeah, so because I'm on the go, I give it to Ryan directly back because yeah, it's going to be a little bit loud.
Sounds good. No worries. Thanks, Chris. I think Bella should be on in the next couple of minutes. She'll share a little bit of what she learned as well. But actually, here she is. So, I'll hand it to Bella. She's going to talk just very, very briefly on what she learned when it came to meeting all of these amazing people. Sorry, Bella. Hello, welcome. But are you able to speak just really quickly on, I guess, your biggest takeaways from maybe talking to Claudia or Elizabeth, or even Dennis, Fabi, Fritz, any of those? Stage is yours, Bella.
Yeah, so first I just want to say sorry, my screen is so dark. My best friend is sleeping in my room. But yeah, so I'm so grateful I got to like talk to everyone and really sit down. I guess like it was really like an eye opener for me. So like motivational just to see all these successful people, and really like the biggest takeaway that I got was the fact that like literally anyone could be in this business and like in this industry. And it's crazy because you get to be with people from all walks of life, but they really emphasize the fact that like anyone around you could be doing what we're doing, and anyone can be successful. And it's really just like whether or not you're motivated and driven, and like that really contributes to how successful you are and how much you're willing to work. And it like really surprised me because they were saying it's like sometimes it's even the people that you wouldn't expect to be like, I guess the harder workers, and they're like the most successful because they're the most driven. So I guess the biggest takeaway was just that like it really like anyone can be successful in this industry if you put your mind to it.
Awesome. Thank you, Bella. So just kind of wrapping this up, something that I really noticed when I was in Vegas with Bella is, for one, again, we were sitting at this table, who every single person there was, again, making 5+ million a year. Like, think about that. 5+ million a year, except for Bella and I, almost there. But, and again, some people, especially in other industries, I'm never going to shoot down any other industries, but a lot of people who earn $5 million a year, or even, again, we were with Dennis, who makes, again, 30 plus. So a lot of people who are making this much are going to have egos a lot of time. I've met so many millionaires that have egos, and they think they're a lot better than each other. They think they're a lot better than their own peers, let alone, again, possible students. That's not what it's like in this industry at all. Dennis and Claudia, I've never met them in person before, but first thing they did when they came, hugged both Bella and I like we were their children. Just came up, give us a big hug. We went out to the pool and sat. They bought us drinks by the pool and just had a conversation with us. No other person who is making that much money that can talk to any other people there in Vegas at that time, they put aside their whole day just to talk to two students who have a drive, who have a passion for helping others. And again, no other millionaire or no other person who has that much, I guess you could say, I don't want to say clout, but that much, I guess, presence in a business is going to show some people who aren't that big that much, I guess, compassion, that much interest at all. So again, everyone there as well. When we, after we went to the pool, we went back down, got some lunch. Elizabeth, Fabi, and Fritz were there as well. Elizabeth is the top earning female in all of Europe. She's 29 years old. Chris and I stayed in an Airbnb with her. in January. And again, she looked and she's like, "Oh, Ryan from the Airbnb. Hi, how are you doing?" And I'm thinking, how do you remember me? So again, I remember, yeah, in January, just like the culture, the whole thing about this business, you guys, kind of like what I've said before, is the culture. All right. So when Chris and I were at the Airbnb, we went to this big level up event, which we're going back to in January, and I hope to see all of you guys there. But we were in this Airbnb, and we went to this event on the last day, right? And usually the last day, it's the most impressive people that come up onto the stage and talk and give advice and everything. And out of nowhere, Elizabeth just walks up on stage, and I'm like, "She's in our Airbnb, Chris. Who is she?" And he's like, "Oh, #1 earner in Europe." And I'm like, "Thanks for the heads up." But again, it's just that culture. Everyone is so humble. Everyone is so giving and so loving in this industry that no one has an ego. All right. So that's something that I really, really liked out of it. And again, the last kind of thing that Dennis told me, which opened my eyes, and I didn't even think of it this way, our niche and our audience and our customer base is 8 billion people. The whole world is what I'm trying to say, you guys. No other industry is like that. No other niche in this industry, no other fitness, I guess you could say, company either has products that the whole world can benefit from, right? Not everyone is going to want to take pre-workout. Not everyone's going to want to take creatine. Not everyone is going to want to take steroids, right? But our customer base is 8 billion people. So you have that many people to talk to. So if you, I don't know, are thinking, "Oh, I don't know who to talk to anyone," because anyone can be that next huge partner. Anyone can be that next customer that stays with you for years and years and years. And even Elizabeth, Lucas is her upline, and he's a great guy, but he was so, I guess, unsure of Elizabeth, whether she should join or not, because she was just some college kid in the beginning, wasn't too interested, was kind of standoffish with him. Once she joined, he didn't really think too much of her and that she would succeed. And now she's a #1 earner, and she is the reason he can travel wherever he wants. So again, the most unexpected people that you talk to, never ever put anyone down as a potential partner. Never think someone's not going to be good enough for your team or that you're going to waste your time with. Obviously, if you have a conversation with them and they're not too respectful, maybe don't go that route with them. But again, if they show interest, if they're respectful, but you maybe have a doubt about them, that's just a sign. If you doubt them, sign them up on the team and go even harder with them. All right. Because a lot of the people may not have the most, I guess, interest in fitness. They don't know, I guess, too many details or facts about nutrition. But if they are hungry, they will succeed because we can teach you. All right. I'll bring anyone onto my team that's respectful. If they don't know anything, if they're 200 plus pounds and maybe 5'2", right? "Quote unquote" unhealthy, we can teach them. It's just, do they have a drive? Are they hungry? We can teach them, right? And then lastly, Dennis asked me, "Hey, are you going to the Atlanta event?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Skylar and I are going to be there. We're excited for it," right? He's like, he gave me a fist bump. He's like, "Good," because again, you guys, meeting people in person, meeting your team in person. That was the first time I met Bella in person. And again, it's just a whole different experience, a whole different feeling. You have a different connection with them. I'm very excited to, again, meet up with Chris in a couple months when I go over to Paris. And then he's coming back over here in January for like 6 weeks. So working together in person is going to be the best. Again, if you are from a small town, if you are from a town where there's not a lot of people, that's even better because you can get the whole town on your team, work with them like physically in a coffee shop or in your house together. So sign up people that live around you so you can collaborate and build a community of your own. That's why I'm really focusing on San Diego right now, building up San Diego. So when Chris comes over here, we can put on tons and tons of events in person, right? So again, lastly, you guys come to the event in Atlanta. All right. I'm not making you guys, obviously, I can't make you guys, but if you want an incentive to possibly come, I'll be talking to Chris about this. I have kind of a personal incentive going on with Skylar, where if he hits these certain goals, his Airbnb is going to be paid for by myself. So again, if you want to learn how you can get to Atlanta for free, buy the Atlanta ticket. And if you need a link for the Atlanta ticket, I'll send it to you. Chris will send it to you. And then text him being like, hey, Ryan, I got the Atlanta ticket. How can I go for free now? Right. And I'll tell you the steps in order to stay there for free with me and Skylar. And again, it's going to be extremely fun. And all you have to do is get there, hit your goals, which again, I'm being, as Skylar can probably agree, maybe a nod or a thumbs up if this incentive is pretty easy to hit for you personally. It's a pretty easy incentive. So again, you guys don't really have an excuse not to get a free Airbnb stay. All right. So if you want to learn more about that, drop me a message. But again, you guys, communicating with people in person is going to be your biggest way to really have the motivation in order to scale up this business. Just because not only will you kind of have that personal connection with your partner and start to build that relationship, but then you also have the, hey, I have a commitment towards my partner to get my work done, to reach out to these people. I have a commitment to finish my own dreams and goals with it. All right. And again, outwork your partner. I know Chris and I sometimes go back and forth. I'm like, hey, Chris, I'm about to pass you soon. All right. On the leadership chain. And Skylar's done the same thing with me. So make it a game, make it a challenge for yourself. Outwork your partner. If you have an upline, outwork your upline, get more people, get more customers 1 month than your upline does, right? Make it a game for yourself, make it a challenge for yourself. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Lastly, Chris is typing in the chat. Looks like he's possibly, let me see what he's saying, a 60-minute 2-to-1 coaching call with, wow, that is very, I guess, enticing. So nice job, Chris. I want that call. So him and Autumn, if you don't know Autumn, he is a PMD plus earner. Again, he's huge in this business. You can look on Chris or my profile to see who he is. But again, order the ticket, you get free coaching. All right. A huge free coaching. You order the ticket, you get to come be with me and Skylar all weekend in Atlanta. You order the ticket and you hit a very small incentive, you get to stay in Atlanta for free at a really nice hotel that I'm looking at. All right. It's actually a suite. There's like 3 different rooms. There's a living room, kitchen. It's a huge suite in Atlanta. So have an amazing day, you guys. Set up calls for this coming week with myself, Chris. Text us. That's how we also know that you are committed. If you are making the impression of, hey, Ryan, hey, Chris, hey, Skylar, I want to be on a call. Let's set up a working call for this day. That just shows us that you're wanting to put in the work, and the more effort you show in and you show to us that you want to succeed in this business, the more effort and the more time we're willing to help you guys grow. So that's how this works. All right. We're not just going to keep hounding you like, hey, do this. Hey, do that. Hey, do that. I recommend you do this if we don't see anything coming back. Right. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. Really quickly, I'm going to do a quick story. So if you guys have your cameras off and are willing and able to put them on just for this story, that would be great. If not, then we will make do with that. But awesome. Look who's alive. I love it. So with that being said, I don't know if you want to do a bicep, if you want to do a thumbs up, it's up to you. But let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. You guys have an amazing day. Text your upline right after this what your favorite part or the biggest takeaway was from this call, and then your upline can expand with you on that idea. Have a great day, you guys. Cheers.
Bye, Ryan. Thank you. Sorry about that.
You're all good.